Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pro Wrestling World Talks with Dan and Mac.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to PWW Talks. I am your host, Dan, and I am joined back from assignment, my bestie and my wrestling hetero life mate for over 20 years, Mac. Thank you.
Oh, shit.
For coming out of the program again this week and also coming back from assignment. Welcome back.
It was an experience, to tell you that.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
But I'm glad it's over.
Was it the Jim Cornette experience?
It was not the Jim Cornette experience, unfortunately.
Motherfucker!
Yeah, I was a little mad I missed Cobra Kai because I would have gone mask for mask with him if anything. But no, it was I lost stuff I had to get done in my personal life, unfortunately, that could not wait. I am just happy it's over. I will have a picture or something at some point about what it was. It's not really a huge deal, but it's at least a cool experience that I got to finally kind of be done with, because never in my life did I think I'd be doing it this late in my life. But it was a long weekend of wrestling, and we have another long weekend of wrestling come up now too. So,
oh yes,
at least there's that.
Where one show was highly celebrated. The Saturday night show was a half effort. And then, of course, got to give it to AEW again for their. They just seem to be upping the bar every time they go on pay-per-view now. This one, of course, taking place from Queens, which a ridiculous venue for it on top of that. But this week, we're going to discuss, to start off, WWE's Saturday night's main event, which took place from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the hotbed of professional wrestling.
It did feel like a weird location, not gonna lie.
Sure did. Boy, yeah, that six-woman tag team match, everybody was talking about, like, wow, this is one of the best matches in the history of the industry. That was your opener.
I'm not going to go that far. I thought it was a very good match, though. I thought it was well done. Michin, I feel like, over-delivered, which...
I feel like they were using sarcasm, however. I wasn't, not being...
I'll say this. I think it was a good match.
Yes.
For what we got out of it, which the heels won, Jade, Michin, and B-Fab against Rhea, Charlotte, and Alexa Bliss, I thought was the right move. Not for nothing, especially going into Clash, but I thought this was ironically a good match for what we got out of it. I'm not going to say it's the best match of the night, sarcasm notwithstanding, sure, but it was good for what we got out of it.
Right. And then the really weird booking of Sal Ruka.
All right, so hold on. You did this before. It's Sol Ruka.
Sol Ruka.
You keep calling her Sal. It keeps cracking me.
I know. It just because it's just, yeah. Sol Ruka, in her continued questionable booking since making it to the main roster, being able to now beat Becky Lynch by disqualification. But I believe that is her first main roster victory, but it is a disqualification.
I believe you're right about the main roster, because you should not be counting when she was still in NXT and beat Bayley at Saturday Night Main Event, because she was still technically NXT talent at that point. So this is her first win, I believe, as a main roster talent. However, as you said, it was by DQ, so why book this match?
It's doing nothing. Like, you're pretty much now starting her off against, one of, her first feud is, of course, with Becky, who Becky is able to raise the bar for, for most. I don't know if she did that for Lyra Valkyria.
I don't think that's Becky's fault.
I don't think it is either. I think it's just I think she tried. She did the best she could. But, I look at what her track record has been, what she did for Bianca Belair and others.
Correct.
And I'm looking at this feud and the way that this is going, and I'm like, is this another Lyra Valkyria situation? But I don't know if Soul is going to be is going to lay down like Lyra did. I think she'll be able to turn it around. The question is, though, when? Because you have a really special talent here. And you now have more depth to the women's roster, which is already pretty stacked as it is. So why are you kind of screwing around with the younger talent when you're really not in a position to do so at all? That's just my thought.
I'm just gonna bottom line it this way. I think it's a good question because this match was 2 minutes and 25 seconds,
Of course.
of which I did.
Why book it?
Yeah, especially for a Saturday night main event. Why book it? This to me is screaming that they really don't know what to do yet. Which, hey, listen, that's fine. I'm okay with that. But if that's the point, why did you call her up so soon? And I say so soon in air quotes. But if you look at the track record of Becky Lynch, for an example, and going back to when she went back to NXT and had feuded with Tiffany Stratton, it helped Tiffany Stratton a lot. Tiffany Stratton was called up and within a year was world champion.
Yes.
You did have the whole Lyra Valkyria thing that you mentioned. Didn't really work out. I don't think that's on. I don't think that's all on Becky though. Now you have this, which not for nothing, you had Sol Ruka face Io Sky a couple weeks ago. That would have been a better feud because A, they can mesh well in the ring given their styles, and B, Io Sky is a former world champion.
Yes.
Doing this in this match here, and now we'll talk about Clash later, where it's going to be for the Intercontinental title. What's the point? She doesn't need the Intercontinental title yet. She does not.
This is a segment on Raw. This should have been a segment on Raw. This should not have been something that you waste precious, because you have to count the Saturday night's main event as a PLE, even though I'm sure they don't, because of the fact that it's no longer
The fans
their home. Right, but I'm just talking about the company
Oh,
itself.
I know you are. I'm just saying.
Because they're getting more of a check from ESPN, so they're not going to put out their best quality stuff, considering the fact of that every championship that was on the line for the show was a mid-card title or the tag team championship. And they have
basically the titles they did not defend at WrestleMania in some cases.
secondary championships.
Or Backlash.
Exactly.
Or at Clash. So
Exactly.
I just don't get it.
So this was they pretty much proved that this was a secondary show, considering the fact of that you had your mid-card championships on there, which one of them was the Intercontinental Championship for women, and they got under 3 minutes.
No. This was not on the line. The Intercontinental title was not on the line in this match. It was supposed to be, and then they took it back. And the reason they took it back is because, and we'll talk about it later, it's going to be a Clash. So this was really just a means to an end, but it was unnecessary.
So if it wasn't for the title, have Sol Ruka, Sol Ruka.
But she did. It just wasn't clean. It was a DQ, which that to me was even dumber at that point.
But then Sol beats her, hits her with a finish, and then that's it.
Right.
Like that's how, and then it's like PLE, big shocking moment. Then you now have, okay, she can challenge for the title. Instead of a disqualification victory. It's cheap. It's lazy.
It is, especially for a 2.5 minute match, not even.
Exactly.
The next match on this card was for the Intercontinental title, ironically enough, and it was Penta defending and defeating Ethan Page.
Ethan Page, who is starting to get some heavy praise backstage for his work.
As he should.
Yes, exactly. He, he's one of those guys that's like, he's in the right, I think, fit for him. He's kind of in the right company because he's character based and also wrestling based. Also going up against Penta. I mean, the match is what it was. I mean, it was
solid.
It was solid. Match. It was really, really good match. Penta's really continuing his trend as the Intercontinental Champion of also putting up really great matches, as he did again on Monday too.
Yeah, him and Javon tore it down. That was a great match too.
Yeah.
The next match on Saturday Night Main Event was Paige and Brie Bella, again defending and defeating the irresistible forces of Nia Jax and Lash Legend.
In 8 minutes and 25 seconds, which I mean, again, I'm fine with. I'm fine with the concept of Paige being out, but her and Paige and Brie is still kind of like,
It's weird.
It is weird because it's like, yeah, Brie's finally a tag team champion, but at the same time, it's like
it's with Paige.
The whole process was supposed to be with her sister,
right?
Like, so it's just delay it until she can get back up and and then,
but I think that might still happen, and they somehow force Paige out and feud with her and somebody else.
Of course,
like that's what it's going to end up being, but. Whatever, we're not going to touch on that right now. This was what it needed to be. I don't know how else to say it. I know it was a great match by any stretch of the imagination. It wasn't a horrible match. So, for all intents and purposes, it moves the time forward to the main event at this point.
Right, exactly.
I was a little surprised that this was the main event, which was the Vision. Logan Paul and Austin Theory defending and defeating the Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, with no real interference either, which I found somewhat humorous, but okay.
Yeah, but I mean, I considering the fact of you got Rollins and you got Braun Breaker involved in this, they're kind of involved in this.
I just didn't feel the effect of the outcome of the match, though.
The whole Seth Rollins and Street Profits storyline to me also is extremely dumb because
I don't.
If you are the Street Profits, why in God's name would you trust Seth Rollins? Why? He has just this huge track record of just destroying lives and anything that he touches, and he's just using you just to be like, well, I need to get back at the Vision. The same group that, had he not gotten stupid and decided to blow his shoulder out because he wants to do a coast-to-coast headbutt for some stupid reason and was out of action for like 6 months, he got booted out of the group. Had that not happened, he would still be in the Vision. That storyline would still be chugging along the way it is. Good God.
I think it's stupid. Yes, there are all those reasons that you mentioned, but it's just, I didn't want this. I don't want Seth Rollins as a Street Profit or vice versa working the Street Profits into a Seth Rollins storyline. Like, I don't want that. Do I want them as tag team champions again? Yeah, sure. I don't really care who the tag team champions are, number one, because it's the tag team champions, and number two, I'd rather anybody except Division at this point. Ironically enough, and we haven't really discussed this part yet, and this is why we actually brought it up, Saturday Night Main Event, is Logan Paul, tore his tricep, going to be out for probably 6+ months.
Which also, that division is just cursed.
Oh, 100%.
Like, it is just
100%.
Absolutely cursed. Like, Danhausen, to the highest level, cursed. That's how bad the Vision is. Just because of the fact of Rollins, champion, leader of the Vision, injured, taken out. Bronson Reed, injured, taken out. Braun Breaker, missed WrestleMania because hernia from turning over the announce table, which has been done 9,000 times before. But he caught it on a bad day.
Apparently.
God. And now Logan Paul's out.
Speaking of Danhausen and the curse, congratulations to the Knicks, first of all.
Jesus.
Second of all, I think they need a segment now with Paul Heyman and Danhausen to try to uncurse the Vision, because you're not wrong. That group is cursed.
Just to segue on the Knicks for a little bit, 12-1 so far in the postseason.
Since the curse.
They are like
On a
holy
tear, man.
Jesus.
They're on a tear.
Like the last two series, I don't think they were in trouble in any of the games. They just
really
literally tore in everybody. They destroyed Philly in 4. They took out Cleveland in 4. The problem is that the finals are gonna be a little tough. The only advantage that they have is the fact of they're gonna have a long period of rest. But the fact is that I am rooting for the Knicks, and I'm sure everybody is just like, how could you be rooting for a New York team?
And I feel
Look.
fucking dirty for also kind of rooting for them. I want to see who wins in the West, but yeah, I do feel disgusting about it.
It's one of those. None of us really have seen, because the Knicks haven't won a championship in 55 years around that area, and New York is a basketball city. It is. It just is, and they've suffered long enough with bad ownership. And bad ownership. Isaiah Thomas. I'm sure there's a bunch of Knick fans that are probably just like, you asshole, don't bring his name up. He's become like the man you don't speak of. He's the Voldemort of Voldemort. The Voldemort of the Knicks is Isaiah Thomas.
Stop trying to pronounce things, please. Just stop. Sol Ruka, Lord Voldemort, whatever the fuck it is. You can't say shit, man.
I know.
That's
hey,
funny.
look, it's my drug habit. What do you want, folks?
I'm
Okay?
sure that's what it is.
I'm sure.
But yeah, ironically enough, we might as well segue there actually into the show that was in New York, Double or Nothing, this past weekend on the Sunday, the 24th.
Oof.
Before we get into this, I'm wondering if there is any merit to those stories of those people getting stranded because of the show ending at 1:30 in the morning or something like that.
I mean, it has that before. When WrestleMania was at, I believe WrestleMania 35, that was at MetLife. There were a bunch of people stranded because that ended around 1 or 1:30. And the train service stopped at like, I forget what time it stopped, but it just
before the show.
like there were a lot of people that got stranded for that. But yeah, I guess there was the inevitable, which that is something that they needed to address, because especially when you're in New York, it's like, yeah, there's a curfew. You better get this done. You better get it done now. Like, you should have started this show at like 6 o'clock to make sure that you're out the building by like 10:30, 11.
Or just have the matches go faster, or don't have as many matches, or whatever, really. But that's crazy.
What was because it was funny is that we were talking to a friend the other day in the group chat. He just says, you know what's great is the fact of that they had like 4 or 5 matches go like over 17 minutes. And I was just like, you sadist motherfucker. Like, like, really? Are we really doing that? Like, you want to have
But I mean,
4 or
not
5
everything needs a story.
No!
But at the same token, if you want to put on a big show, maybe you have less matches that do have stories. Like, it's just, let your TV be some of these matches. Like, just being honest, because like then people would probably watch your TV more. Just saying.
I mean, I can't. I'm not going to be too because it's been done to death about their match timing and all that stuff about their slotting and how they do that. Because I have to look at this card, I have to look at it for what it was in the moments that this show captured. And the fact of the matter is that AEW is probably one of the best companies overall as far as pay-per-view qualities. Like, them and ECW, as far as their pay-per-views, just being like high bar. And they've constantly done it. And they did it again this time. And the proof is in the pudding, where the numbers are in, and the numbers are now being said that this is one of the highest grossing pay-per-views as far as buy rates is concerned in company's history. It cracked the 200,000 mark. So good on them. They have now become, in my opinion, one of the cool, they have the cool factor. They have it. They have it as far as with the talent is concerned. They have it with the television. MJF is a lot of the things a lot of the interviews he's been saying lately, I have been very, very hard to disagree with a lot of things he's been saying. And that is, he's saying good things about WWE, but he's also saying the things that also need to be stated. And he's being fair and honest. And I do believe he is correct when he says that we're one of the biggest, that nobody does pay-per-view like AEW. And their track record lately has just been too good to really argue that, to make an argument against that. You can't.
I don't think that's up for debate. My concern becomes like the internet wrestling community when it comes to this stuff sometimes, because I think there are times it's very cool to rag on AEW, just like I think there are times where it's cool to rag on WWE or any promotion, really. But at the end of the day, like, just watch what you want to watch. Just shut up and just enjoy wrestling.
I think that should be, and of course, and I've stated it before, if you've listened to me on other programs, even though you can't now because those tapes seem to be vanished. It's like my whole back catalog for like 4 years, gone. See you later. Thanks for that. But the good news is that all my negative AEW comments that I did make, it's like, well, those never happened.
Listen, the only comment I'm going to make is I don't want to sit through hours and hours of a wrestling show. That's my only gripe. That is the only gripe I have with this company right now.
I understand.
I love wrestling, but at some points, I can't. We've talked about this before. We talked about it at Mania 2. You're already going to watch 4+ hours of wrestling. I'm not watching a 2 or 3 hour pre-show. I'm just not going to do it. And part of that is because all that pre-show really is just a recap of the feuds, multiple vignettes, and maybe an interview or two, which, okay. I will give AEW credit for the pre-show. They have typically 3 or 4 matches they put on, which is cool. But then it's like, I need a palate cleanser from my palate cleanser.
Yeah.
That's the problem that I have with it. And again, we've had this conversation before. When you're going late into the evening, I beg you, please just change your shows to Saturday. Please.
Yes. Like,
I want to work at a decent level on Mondays, and I can't when your shows end at 12:30 or after. I just can't do it. I'm old now. I'm sorry.
It's like I'm in bed by 9. All right. Sometimes, especially on Sundays, because it's just, all right, I get up early. I go to bed late early. It's just, that's my life now. I've grown accustomed to it. I hate it, but that's how it is. Okay. So it's like these 1 o'clock shows. Yeah, forget it. It ain't happening. I do catch the replays. So before people would be like, well, how do you know? It's like, okay, shut up. All
Yep.
right, so we'll
Yep, so let's get into
let's
it.
get
Yep.
into it.
So we'll do the pre-show first. I'm gonna spam through these first three matches. This was a 5-minute tag team eliminator. If one team had lasted a full 5 minutes, they would receive a future AEW Women's World Tag Team Championship. This
Nope.
match did not go 5 minutes, by the way,
Nope.
and it was Megan Bayne and Lena Cross defeating Zeta Steele and Vivi Van with Christopher Daniels at ringside. Next match was a trios match. The Death Riders, Claudio, Daniel Garcia, Wheeler Yuta defeating the Ops, Anthony Bowens, Hook, and Shibata. And the last of the pre-show matches is a 10-man tag match. This is the shit that I'm talking about. I apologize. Boom and Doom, Big Boom, AJ, and Cutie Marshall,
The Costco guys.
and the Costco guys, the conglomeration, Mark Briscoe, Orange Cassidy, and Roderick Strong, with Big Justice, Harley Cameron, and the Rizzler at ringside,
Oh my god.
defeating Shane Taylor Promotions, which is Shane Taylor, Anthony Ogogo, Captain Sean Dean, Charlie Bravo, and Lee Moriarty with Christina XO at ringside. This match was 6 minutes and 30 seconds. That's
Mark
your show.
Briscoe was a world champion of Ring of Honor, and he had to team up with the Costco guys
On the pre-show.
on the pre-show. Like,
I love how Harley Cameron is pulling double duty in the first match and then the third match.
well, of course, why not? Of course,
She should be. No, I'm not going to say anything. She should be,
I'm not gonna argue with that.
but still.
Yeah.
Then we go into the show itself. I was somewhat surprised that this opened. It was Cage and Cope, Christian Cage, Adam Copeland defeating FTR, Dax Harwood, and Cash Wheeler with Stokely at ringside to become the tag team champions. This
Yep.
apparently was a New York street fight I Quit match, which I didn't know
Yep.
was a thing. And had Cage and Cope lost, they would be disbanded as a tag team forever. So, of course, they're going to win this match.
And then, of course, the rumors are also floated out there that FTR's option is coming up, and that WWE is pursuing them.
I've heard the same.
So that's
Will they come back as FTR or will they come back as the Revival? That's the question.
say
Yes, exactly.
and then
Yep.
After
we have,
that-
Takashita defeating Okada for the
Oh,
AEW
sad.
International Championship.
sad to see Okada lose, but
I agree.
Takashita, I also think, has gained a tremendous amount of momentum considering the fact of that he was the IWGP champion coming into this year. Kyle Fletcher also made his return in the post match, attacking Takashita. So he's now back after a short time. Short window, injury time window these guys are getting now. It's really kind of, it's a little bit's concerning because it's like you guys are rushing back and then immediately taking these bumps where you're falling back on the same injury that you guys just came back from. Like Will Ospreay, it's like, do you guys hate your neck? Like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Just
I don't like it. Next match was Athena defeating Mina Shirakawa for the Women's Heart quarterfinal. Women's Own Heart.
you're
Cup
not going to have
quarterfinal.
Athena lose now. Jesus, she's been like Ring of Honor champion for like 3 years straight.
Yeah, I didn't like that Mina Shirakawa was sacrificial lamb here, but that's
No, I don't like that either. Because we like Mina in this establishment.
we do. I like Athena too. Don't get me wrong, but I just
No, I do too. But Mina,
Mina deserves a push. I feel like at this point.
of course.
Next match was Jon Moxley defeating Kyle O'Reilly in an AEW Continental Championship, which apparently had no time limit. And again, this is why I hate this company sometimes, have a time limit. After that was Will Ospreay defeating Samoa Joe for the Men's Owen Hart Cup quarterfinal. Swerve Strickland defeating Bandito for another Men's Owen Hart Cup quarterfinal. Then we had a four-way match for the Women's AEW World Championship. Thekla retained against Hikaru Shida, Jamie Hayter, and Chris Statlander. That's a weird choice, but okay. Next was the Stadium Stampede match, which a lot of people watched. It was Jericho, the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley, and Shelton Benjamin, and the Elite, Kenny Omega, Jungle Jack Perry, Matt Jackson, and Nick Jackson, with MVP apparently, defeating the Demand, Ricochet, Bishop Khan, and Toa Leona, and the Donkhouse family, Mark Davis and Andrade, and the Dogs, Clark Connors and David Finlay.
How cool was the intro for Team Jericho?
That was pretty awesome, yeah.
Metallica's Devil's Dance. It's also nice to see Reload get some love. It's so funny that it's like, oh, it's been 30 years. I guess Load and Reload weren't that bad. It's like, no, it wasn't that bad when they came out originally.
No.
Like,
it was never that bad, I felt like.
No! You guys gotta stop. Like, good Lord. But yeah, no, that was another thing. I remember I sent the video out to a couple of group chats. I was just like, this is fucking awesome. Because it reminded me something of like a Guy Ritchie film or, like the Ocean series. Like, I got to get the band together. And plus it's like a cool union of just like, because here's Jericho. He's got to get together now with like Bobby Lashley, Kenny Omega, the young. It really, like they really did it right. I think kind of to just like, oh, we're gonna make this like a super team, and this is how it. So it really was cool, like a really cool visual. They really did. I think they used the music right. I think they used use every kind of source of production to make that look as cool as possible, and it really was.
Yeah, I like the imagery of the match. I've
that too.
Never really hated Stadium Stampede because you can do a lot of fun stuff with it. I think there are times it gets a little, I don't know what the word is here that I'm thinking of, but a little too much, maybe. Just gonna say it that way.
The New York State Athletic Commission did ban blood from this, so this was kind of a bloodless show, which Moxley was sad, apparently.
Of course he was.
I'm sad. Sad panda.
Sad. I want
this maybe should have been placed earlier in the card, only because of the fact that you knew the next match was going to be balls to the wall, considering the participants and considering the world champion was Darby Allin. You knew the main event was going to be a complete and utter just balls to the wall showcase, where maybe you have the Stadium Stampede go earlier in the night so you don't kind of have two kind of, hate to say, use this terminology, but car wrecks kind of back to back.
I mean, what match wasn't a car wreck, I feel like, Well,
I mean, the thing, there's a difference between because I feel like you could have had maybe Moxley and O'Reilly in the semi-main, or even Takeshita versus Okada in the semi-main.
That's fair.
Just because the fact that those matches were going to be more wrestling-based, technical-based, where this match was just going to be an over-the-top, kind of like a plunder fest, big spots, really fun spots, but you're going to have that in the main event. So you don't kind of want to go back-to-back with this kind of stuff. But again, considering how lively the crowd was and how the pay-per-view reception was, it really didn't matter. That's just my personal opinion.
No, I don't
where
disagree.
I would have said I think it should be earlier in the night. But again, it was another fun experience that they ever were able to put together.
Yeah. But yeah, as you said, the last match was the main event, and it was MJF against Darby Allin for the AEW AEW World Championship, and it was a title versus hair match. So if MJF lost, he would have had to shave his head. But MJF is your new AEW World Champion.
Third time's the charm.
Third-time champion. Yeah.
At 30 years old. Good Lord. Going into this thing, Darby was kind of getting they were kind of going with he's doing all these over the top matches on TV. He's getting worn down, which, you can look back on this title reign and, somebody will be like, well, he was a transitional champion. Yeah, technically.
Not really.
I don't think it was. Just because of the fact
How
that
transitioned what? From MJF back to MJF? That's not a transitional champion.
No, it's not. I just feel like that this was kind of just like, all right, let's give him the belt for a few weeks.
That's, exactly what
Let's
I thought.
see if we could, let's kind of give this some reach. But, and match quality, all his title defenses were completely, they were all great. I mean, I can't go right, I'm not going to sit here and argue and say that the match quality for all of Darby's championship matches were excellent, because they fucking were. I'm not, including this one. I mean, the finish, Jesus Christ, you're just sitting there and you're like, how high was that?
Hi, how are you? Yeah, listen, good match, good show. Feel bad for the people that got stranded if that happened, which I do believe it did. I don't know what they did. Maybe there's a Denny's nearby, but I just, or a Waffle House. I just,
New York doesn't have a Waffle House, I don't think.
I don't know if they do or not. They might not.
Maybe a Shake Shack. I don't know.
They there are a lot of places that have Shake Shack, but yeah. Just go to Denny's. I mean, whatever.
My local Hooters closed.
Yeah, I knew that.
I just saw that this week. It just closed randomly yesterday. I was just like, that's awful. That's not good.
Did I tell you that this was a while ago, at least a year ago, maybe? Did I say that Uno's closed down?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. No, we did. I was fully aware of that establishment closing as well, but the fact that the Hooters closed here, around here, I'm like, oh, that's not cool.
Yeah. The other gripe that I had about this match, or not this match, I'm sorry, this card was you started doing the Owen Hart Cup at this pay-per-view, and it's like, why?
Well, I mean, the winner of the tournament is, they're going to do the finals, I believe,
but
coming up.
Final isn't until Forbidden Door in a month from today.
Speaking of Forbidden Door, we need to discuss that, because I don't know if you've heard what happened with. Well, I think that because I shared with you this morning what happened. New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Has sold. New Japan is now absorbed by the same company that owns DDT Pro and Pro Wrestling Noah in Japan. And they were sold for $22 million.
I thought it was shares that were exchanged.
It was kind of but it's like a 70% stake.
Yeah, but it's a little bit
it's a transfer of shares, but
right.
It's still it is a change of ownership.
Here, I'll read it. I just grabbed the wiki. This is from Wikipedia. On May 27th, Bushiroad announced that it would sell its NJPW shares to Cyber Agent and previous minority shareholder TV Asahi. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing things. As a result of this sale, New Japan Pro Wrestling would become a subsidiary of TV Asahi of Bushiroad's 10,500,400 shares, a 70% stake of the company. 3,550,200 shares are being transferred to TV Asahi, and 6,950,200 shares are being transferred to Cyber Agent. This increases TV Asashi's previous stake from 3,400,000 to 6,950,200 shares. The sale is supposed to be concluded on June 30th, 2026.
2 days after
Forbidden
Door.
Yep.
Which makes me think that partnership will probably be coming to an end.
Between AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling? Most
Yes.
likely. Most likely.
DDT Pro and Pro Wrestling Noah have been working have had a working relationship with WWE for a while now. And also, to put it bluntly, as far as with New Japan is concerned, AEW does not need New Japan Pro Wrestling anymore. They can move on.
Well, let me see what it says here. Any side contracts or agreements offered to wrestlers under New Japan Pro Wrestling and new promotions for their side, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Yeah, so it doesn't really say. They do, so they have contracts with AEW, but if this deal goes through, they could walk out of that contract.
Also, it was announced that New Japan World will not be carrying AEW TV as well, starting shortly. Like,
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
yeah, so there are a lot of things now which the fact is that that's what is happening right now to the wrestling industry. Is there's a lot of I guess you could say conglomerates being formed, or a lot of companies merging, just because of the fact that it's just shrinking. Like the major promotions now, it's kind of going into kind of a retraction period where companies now, I think, are merging and kind of ponying up together. It is good though, because I think every area now in the country has a local promotion that seems to be doing well, also on top of a national promotion. Like here in the New England area, Beyond Wrestling has become pretty successful.
Right.
Where a lot of national acts are coming here to kind of work on Thursday nights, and also shows that they have in and across the New England area on the weekends. Same thing with I think Defy Wrestling out of like I think it's Defy out of the Pacific Northwest. So there's a lot of companies now that are big companies and territories that people can get behind and say, that's my local promotion. And then, of course, the national promotions as well. But things now, I think, are starting to contract a little bit. I feel like in the last 2 or 3 years, there have been more companies that have kind of folded up shop that will never run a show again. But again, another company will just pick up the pieces and be able to carry on in tradition, as that's always seems to be the thing in indie wrestling. It's like, well, I'll just pick up where they left off.
Yeah, that's true. It is true. But yeah, that'll close out last weekend of wrestling.
Yes.
Now we have another fresh one to talk about right now. So
Do we? Oh, great.
Yep, there are 2 shows this weekend. I will probably watch one and maybe not the other, except for 5 minutes of one. And I'll let you figure out which one that is. On Saturday is the AAA show Noche de los Grandes. I'm just going to say what the 4 matches are, because I feel like some fans only care about one. I think they'll put on a great show, though. So we'll talk about all 4. So for the Cruiserweight title, it'll be Laredo Kid defending against Ray Phoenix. Poor Ray Phoenix apparently is not on the main roster anymore, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, boy.
For the Tag Team Championship in AAA, it'll be Pagano and Psycho Clown against the War Raiders, actually. Eric
Nice.
and Ivar. That actually sounds like a lot of fun.
That's actually going to be good.
That'll be awesome. I'm
Yeah.
glad they're getting work, too. Not for nothing.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, the fact is that people, I think, because I think the rumor is that the Undertaker's booking down there. That's the ongoing.
Well,
rumor.
Ray is the new GM down there.
Well, yeah, because the big rumor is that Mysterio Ray's going to be finishing up this year.
This might be a way to keep him on though, but we'll see.
Yeah,
Who knows?
but
Who knows?
in ring, I think he's going to be.
Yeah,
finishing
that
up this
I mean
year.
he's 50. I don't blame the guy at all.
I mean, and plus two. I mean, they can just. I mean, Dom's ready.
It's funny you say that because he's not defending at their show at all. That's all I'm gonna say. I do think that he is ready though, but it's unfortunate he's not.
No, I
defending.
know.
For the Latin American Championship, though, it'll be El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. against El Hijo del Vikingo. And then I feel like the one that everybody actually cares about, ironically enough, are the two American guys. Or I'm sorry, two Americano guys.
Yes.
One of which we'll have to talk about in a second. El Grande Americano versus the original El Grande Americano, and this will be a mask versus mask match.
I hope they do the Spider-Man spot at least once, like where they just start pointing at each other.
I wonder who's really going to get unmasked. That's my thing.
I mean, Enrico Palazzo. That's the only thing I could probably think of.
I mean, I feel like they're going to unmask Butch. I'm sorry. Peter Dune. I'm sorry. Rayo Americana.
It's
or maybe it'll be what are they calling the those brothers now? Julio Credo. Maybe he'll get unmasked. I feel like you can't unmask either one of them at this point. I just
bring
that's
him
how
like
I
James
feel.
Ellsworth though too, because he doesn't have the chin.
My God.
You'd immediately know it was him from like just because of his chin. Like because they can just you can keep going with this thing for like 2 years.
I don't.
You really
want them.
could.
I don't want them to.
I don't think you want them to. But
I don't.
It's like,
I don't know that
could.
I want it to end right now. But I also want them to end it sooner rather than later. I just,
Christ's sake, it could be Enzo Amore at this point, for all we know. If we believe,
I want it to be somebody just like really like. Here's what I want to happen. If it's not going to be any of them, and by any of them I mean all 6 of them at this point, the Creeds, the New Catch Republic, Kaiser, if you assume it's him, or Chad Gable, if you assume it's him. Like I want one of them to roll under the ring, and another person pops out, and they unmask him, and it's something or someone really ridiculous, like Sami Zayn or a returning Kevin Owens or something stupid like that.
the gingerbread man.
The gingerbread man, yeah. Have it obviously be Trick Williams. Like, just please, just let it happen. And then Liliani can be in another mask right behind him. Like, I don't care. Like, I know people shit on this because of, like, preconceived notions notwithstanding, but just for reasons, right? But it's fun. And this is what wrestling should be. It should be fun.
Yeah, but people like to complain and bitch.
I know.
About,
I know.
Because they didn't like that. All I heard was bitching and moaning and bitching and moaning, and it was even people from like our own inner circle about the gingerbread man. Like that's all I heard was just negativity of just like this is shut. Like they jumped the shark. This is absolutely ridiculous. Their fucking overall ratings were up 11%.
Yeah, they did this
Because
they
of
were
it.
not so much in our circles, but I've seen it on the communities that we both are part of at times. Oh, what? Why is this shit with Danhausen? Like, what are you doing? Like, this is dumb. No, it's
Number
funny.
2 merch seller.
It's funny as fuck. I'm sorry. And I saw a post by one of the little people that dresses up as him, like making a post like, "I never thought I'd be in wrestling, and this is like a dream come true for me." And that's awesome. That's
it is.
awesome. That's a feel good kind of fucking story, because how many little people do you really see in wrestling outside of like Doink and Dink or just getting the shit kicked out of him or anything else. Now you have like 6-7 dudes dressing up as Danhausen, and they got paid.
Yep.
That's an experience that those people will never forget about. Just
You
like
know,
fans that go to the shows, experiences they never will forget about. Enjoy it. Just enjoy it for what it is. And if it's not your cup of tea, sorry, it's somebody else's.
Steph follows this father and daughter, and the daughter is
The deaf girl, right?
deaf, yeah.
Right.
And so her favorite is Danhausen. And so there's been like heartwarming moments where Danhausen was like with her and also just doing sign language with her. Like, it's just really sweet stuff like that where you're just sitting there, you're just like, all right, this guy just completely gets it, like, to where not many get, because look, there's been a lot of guys in this industry and women for that matter as well, like, you know, because there's just been several that just really never really got it and understood, like,
Yeah.
and understood the impact that they have on the younger, like, you know, the famous stories of Warrior.
Well,
The-
so hold
like-
on. Let me jump in for a second before you even go down that road. I saw those same videos that you're talking about with Danhausen and the little girl, but I also want to call out the fact that he did not have to, but still did it and defended Piper Niven from all those online trolls.
Yes, he did that.
And speaking of Piper Niven, might as well segue right there too. Apparently, she has undergone surgery for spinal fusion, so speedy recovery to her. Hopefully, we see her again. That's a tough injury and tough surgery to come back from, though.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, she was just finally starting. The problem I have is, of course, and the timing of it is just like, you're just finally starting to catch on. You finally have something now that's like, they put you at Chelsea. You're finally caught your groove. You're finally going to be, and it's just like, of course you get bit by an injury. It's like, it's just shitty. It's just shitty sometimes with this business, but that I hate it where it's like, where you see a talent where you're just like, they have it. They have all the tools. They check everything off. They just need the right gimmick. And then they finally get it, and then they go down with an injury. It blows.
100%.
It blows. Because then you get stuck with guys like Seth Rollins who are really not spectacular, like, that are really, they're just not compelling. Yeah, I understand they're great athletes, and he's a great athlete. He's a great performer. He's had some tremendous matches. The match he had with Braun Breaker at Backlash, fantastic. The problem is he's not compelling. He's not he does not have main character energy for me. He just doesn't. And yeah, I understand. Well, he was a big part of WrestleMania 40. He was the fourth wheel. Everybody gave a shit about Cody. They gave a shit about Rock. They gave a shit about Roman. Rollins was there along for the ride. If CM Punk wasn't hurt, Rollins probably wouldn't have been in that spot.
Probably not.
Because they probably would have gave it to Punk because he's a much better star.
Yep. Before we move on to Clash, though, one of the maybe underlying stories of Noche de los Grandes is the arrest of one Ludwig Kaiser in Florida.
Free Kaiser.
Free Kaiser. Yep.
He did nothing wrong.
Listen, there's always three sides of a story. There's one person's side, there's the other person's side, and there's what really happened, right? We only know what we've heard. We've only know what we've seen. Yes, there was some altercation. Apparently, the guy told him and his girlfriend to stop making out so fervently, for God knows what reason. And then apparently made some kind of comments about calling ICE, I guess.
There's, again, like, that hasn't been confirmed.
Right,
That's
right.
been, like, floated out there. What has been confirmed, though, is that guess who bonded him out?
Yeah, I did. I was about to say, actually, that the Ring General
Yes!
has bailed out Ludwig Kaiser. Not like Kaiser couldn't afford a cool G.
What a good boy. Like, just what
Oh,
a
they're
good
boys.
human.
They're
I'm
boys,
just like,
though.
he probably got that phone call. He's like, no problem.
They're boys. I mean, that's
I'll
the
be
thing.
right there.
They've
I'll
been
pick
boys
you
for
up.
years, so I'm not surprised at all. I do think it's kind of funny that he bailed him out like a couple weeks after them shooting guns together somewhere else in the country.
Yeah, just like the life that you just live with Gunther as like a friend. It's just like, let's go to the shooting range. It's like, yeah, let's do that. He literally is a Bond villain.
He's gonna be Cody's Bond villain, I think, on Sunday. So we'll see.
Well, now it's just now because of the Sami Zayn turn. Now it's like, are you taking heat off the Gunther Cody Rhodes thing? Because now it's like, well, no, we're kind of positioning for Cody Rhodes versus Sami Zayn. Beep, 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 beep,
Well,
beep.
as Trick Williams will say, let's talk about it.
Yeah,
I think that is dumb. I think that I get you show dissension and a wedge between Cody and Sammy. I did not need that, though.
no,
And if you want to show that, you can do it after this match, because this should not end in one match. It should not. Gunther and Cody could arguably carry you to SummerSlam if you want them to.
look, the fact of the matter is that, in my opinion, if you're gonna do a Sami Zayn heel turn, it would be more effective to do it against a babyface Roman Reigns. And also, too, having Sammy versus Roman, I think is a bit more compelling because is a bit more compelling than what you're going to get with Cody. Because Cody versus Gunther is a lot more compelling.
I agree.
Sammy versus Cody, not compelling.
I think it's compelling in context of the history, but not for the title. And not for anything outside of a one-off, maybe. I wouldn't be for the title for me. It wouldn't be.
No.
I agree, though, that I think that Roman and Sammy would be far more compelling than anything Sammy would do with Cody.
Because it's for one thing, Sammy needs to be world champion at some point.
Oh, I agree.
But I think the moment the story of him beating Roman would be just blah.
Yep.
Like that, then to that story of just finally getting over that hump and him finally getting his first championship. But now at the same time, it's like, finally he does it, and he does it against the guy that he has to, because it's just like, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I thought this was dumb. It made sense, don't get me wrong,
It's
fitting
dumb.
with the new point of the character, but at the same token, I'm like, I don't care. So there are 5 matches in this card. That's one of them. We don't know the order of the card yet, so that's why I'm kind of
Well, we
beating around
know
the
it's
bush.
Cody. We know it's Cody and Gunther starting because, again, because of their deal with ESPN, it is.
Oh,
going
is that
to
the
be,
is that documented
Yeah,
as first match? Okay,
It is going to be the opener. It is going to be on ESPN.
I missed that. Okay.
Yeah, it is. So that's going to be the opener, and of course, the show will be taking place in the afternoon because, again, of coming from Italy.
Yep.
So I believe, I don't know exactly the start time.
It's 2 p.m. Eastern.
2 p.m. Eastern. So a bit of an early. Gotta love these afternoon shows.
I do exactly.
It's like, okay, this will be done by 6. Sweet.
Yeah, at the most likely latest.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, there are 4 other matches. I'm just gonna kind of go in reverse order, or whatever the fuck order I want. So I guess we'll start with the rematch of Obafemi against Brock Lesnar.
Mm-hmm. Did not expect this fucking match at all. Like, I'm like, Because
As soon as he came back, though, I was like, okay, I'll see you at Italy.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
You just knew, And my comment at the time was like, oh, I guess he's just not retired in foreign countries. That makes sense, I guess. Makes some sense. I'm gonna travel and get paid. Okay. I
did like
it
Missy
loses its
Hyatt's whole
mystique
tweet
though
on
for
that, to
me.
be quite
What did
honest.
she say? I missed it.
She made reference to a certain video being sent over.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So like she's like, "Oh, did someone send him another video?" It's like, "Oh boy." And then
I
it's
did see
just
that.
like,
Yeah, you're right.
"Oh, is he getting divorced? Doesn't want to hear from his wife because of said allegations?" I'm like, "Oh boy, Missy, you still got the bite, sweetheart."
Yeah.
Like,
I objectively, I don't care. It'll be a good match. I just feel like you diminish the first match because of you doing this. You had him retire. You had him like do the whole 9, everything. Everybody thought it was done, and it's like,
yeah,
bam.
it's still a WrestleMania moment,
It
It's
is,
like,
but still.
but it does. Trust me, again, it's like I came out of this program and I told everybody, I'm like, he could retire now and I'm fine with it. And it's like him coming back. It's like, it doesn't. So now, like, because he doesn't need to do it. He didn't need to come back. He could have just walked away from this and been like, you got your gajillion dollars.
Right.
You don't need to come back. Like go take a freak show fight somewhere on Netflix for like $10 million and then call it a day. Like
Dude could have a hunting and butchering channel on YouTube and make mad dough by himself if he wanted to.
Apparently he's doing public appearances now for his soil. He has soil coming out. And I'm just saying, like, he did like a public, an in-store appearance at some hardware store in Canada. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? Like, it's like, it's Brock Lesnar doing in-store appearances at hardware stores. And then I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, well, if he comes out to the local one where I am, that'll be great. Like,
Yep. But hey, listen, probably still be a good match though. But it feels weird. After that, like again, I'm just picking randomly at this point. We already kind of talked about this a little bit earlier, though, so we might as well bring this one up. For the Women's Intercontinental Championship, Becky Lynch will defend against Sal Ruka.
Sol Ruka, yes. Yeah.
Listen, again, it'll be a good match. Hopefully, if they don't end it in 2.5 minutes like they did the last one. But
Stupid.
I don't like how you got here. You could have gone about it much differently. I mean, have her win a battle royal or something.
If she doesn't win this, it's going to get like the problem is that you're already setting her up to just like not to fail, but just not have like she's so unique. It's like this shouldn't be a problem here, guys. Like this should be a slam dunk as far as talent is concerned. Like this should be like put her against somebody that could work. Like you don't have to put her against Becky right away and diminish her
She should have
because she's
picked
going
up
up
a
against
win.
Becky already.
She should have picked up a win against the former world champion, not Becky
Exactly.
Lynch.
Not Becky yet.
And that would elevate her at least a little bit to then challenge a Becky Lynch, have that mid-card title, and then own it for a while. Because you've done this numerous times already. You're doing it right now already with Trick Williams. You've done it with Braun Breaker. You've done it with other talent where you bring them in and elevate them with a mid-card championship, let them run with it, see what they can do, before you then elevate them further. Whether that's as a main event
Put her
talent,
up against Natalia or something. Have her start off.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea either.
Like put her up against, have her start off against some people that like are a little lower on the card and have her, but not.
Maxine Dupree would actually be a good one. Former Intercontinental Champion. You could do worse.
Correct, but also Maxine, you're trying to do a heel turn.
But you're not doing it yet.
It's starting to bubble.
It is starting to bubble, but again, That doesn't matter. She's not doing anything right now outside of
Correct.
these backstage shits.
Correct.
So putting her in a match against Maxine's not going to.
These backstage shits.
I mean, they are at this point. They are. Tell me what I'm telling lies.
Well, my biggest thing is just like, why the fuck are you talking to Austin Theory? But that's like, I'd just be like, why are you talking to him? He's not gonna offer anything of value. He's Austin Theory.
Jeez, yeah.
Like,
You're not wrong. But still, my point is still valid. A former champion, I think it should be a world champion, but you could have a
no, you're right.
former mid
You're
card
right.
champion.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
It's just, having her win by DQ and then put her in a match the week later in the next pay
It
per view.
makes
It's like,
no
what's the point?
sense. It makes no sense.
I digress. Anyways, the other women's match is for the WWE Women's Championship. Rhea Ripley defending against Jade Cargill in a rematch from WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's part of the problem with the show because now you have 3 matches on the card that are rematches from WrestleMania. It's like, and then you have Saul
No,
Ruka.
it's only 2. It's these 2 and Oba and Brock.
Well, Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu was a also
it's a rematch,
not
but
from
not from
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania. Yeah, I got you.
but it was
You're
a
right.
rematch, and also too the same thing with Becky and Saul Ruka. Like all 5 of these matches
is
are
it-
rematches.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say
And if
Cody,
you even
too.
want to go back farther, Cody and
Gunther fought each other,
Gunther
yeah.
is a rematch. All these matches on this card have happened before. So it's kind of lazy.
I think so. First of all, I'm going to say this. It seems like whatever drama was going on between Rhea and Jade is pretty much squashed at this point.
I guess so.
That's the vibe I got at Saturday Night Main Event when she pinched Rhea's leg a little bit.
Right.
Like very much I felt like it was a thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, of course.
Listen, I like their Mania match. I think they could do good things. Jade has significantly improved in the ring over time.
Yes.
I think everybody can see that at this point. I don't hate this. I just question it because I question why it's necessary now.
Right.
I feel like you have enough breath in this that you could probably hold it to like SummerSlam and have a rematch then. Let them feud for a little bit longer and then have a big blow off. Because otherwise, what's the point of this?
I mean, this is one of those matches. I'm like, this could be a one-off for now and have Jade do something else. Just because I hate for someone to because you're in a lose-lose situation. Because the last thing I want to do is have Jade lose like 2 high-profile matches back to back.
Well, I mean, first of all, I don't think that's the case because she won it Saturday Night Main Event. But that notwithstanding, I feel like this match is going to be overbooked to shit.
Most likely.
That's my only gripe. And if you're going to overbook it, that's fine. But what does that
That's
mean?
a fair gripe.
Right, but then what do you do with Jade then? Because what the fuck, or Rhea, I guess, really, because it could go either way. Who knows? But it's weird to me. I don't know. But yeah, the last match that we're going to talk about is the match that you kind of mentioned, Roman Reigns against Jacob Fatu. This will be a tribal combat match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, then and plus the stipulations have been laid out that Roman Reigns must acknowledge Jacob Fatu if Jacob Fatu wins the match. If Roman wins the match, Jacob Fatu will now serve under the tribal chief Roman Reigns.
Read as join the bloodline.
Yes, which I have been doing in my video game for like the longest time, where Jacob Fatu was
Already in the bloodline.
already in the bloodline. I'm like, he's perfect. Like, put him in the bloodline. And that's so it's like I've already kind of foreseen this kind of happening. But I expect this to be, because their first match was really, really good.
It was, yeah.
So I expect this to, especially now with like, weaponry. Oh, this is going to be great. Roman's retaining. You just, unless he's taking like an extended sabbatical, which I don't expect to happen. Plus, it's just, Jacob's there, but he's not there yet. And I just having him beat Roman, it's like, not yet.
I think
We're not at that point.
I think this goes deeper, though. I think the Usos obviously get involved. I think LA
Of
Knight
course.
gets involved, and I do feel like there's going to be another party that gets involved. I just don't know who yet.
Obafemi.
No, maybe like Royce Keys or somebody like that, though.
Maybe, you're right.
I always got a match, so I wouldn't pick him anyways. But I just feel like it's somebody else that's going to get involved. I don't know who yet. It's very interesting the way they've kind of structured this card. It almost feels like to a higher degree, maybe considering what we talked about earlier, but it feels like another Saturday Night Main Event to a certain degree. I feel like it's booked good, but it not great.
No, I feel like that is it lacking star power a little bit? But I also feel like if you have Roman and Brock Lesnar on a card, it's like, yeah, and you got Rhea Ripley, so it's like you have 3 to 4 of your top stars because you got to throw Cody in there. Becky you could throw in there, I guess, too. So
But
it's
the
like
thing is,
each-
you already said it earlier, they're all rematches.
I know.
Like, granted, you've never had Cody and Gunther for the same title.
Nope.
Except for Night of Champions, where you had the Crown Jewel Championship. That was it. You've already done Roman and Jacob Fatu last month. You did Becky and Sol Ruka last week.
Yeah.
You did Rhea and Jade. Granted, it was at WrestleMania. Same with Open and Brock. But, like, Open Brock to me for this match is like, all right, it's our first time in Italy in God knows how many years. Brock, you want to come back? We'll give you a payday.
Yeah, of course.
It's like, listen, I get it, man, but at the same token, it's just, you're kind of diminishing your card a little bit with some of this shit. That's my gripe. I'm not sitting here and saying that Brock Lesnar is diminishing your card by any stretch of the imagination. But Becky Lynch and Sol Ruka, when you literally did it 1 week ago, yeah, you're diminishing your card a little bit.
Yeah, like,
And that's not a knock on either talent, by the way. It's a knock on their booking.
no, it's not the talent's fault. It's just the company's fault again. It's very lazy. You can't have 4 rematches of matches that we've seen in the last 3 months. Can't do that. Like, you just can't. Like, you can't have your whole card be like that. I get it if you have to have 1 or 2, but not 3 or 4. Like, this is because I gotta give Cody and Gunther a pass just because of the fact it's been
It's been a while. It's been over a year,
it's been 2 years.
give or
Like,
take.
it's been it's been like a year and a half, 2 years. Like, it's
I'm not counting that because again, to me, this is a new match. It's the new feud because
yeah, exactly.
the Crown Jewel Championship is a one-off. The WWE title is not a one-off, and this is for that title. So I'm not going to complain about that. I'm not going to complain super hard about Roman and Jacob because this is granted for the same title. Granted they did it last month, but now it's Tribal Combat. So I'm even willing to give that a pass.
Right.
Brock and Oba, really not much. Again, for me, it's like if Brock never left and you were holding it for this, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But faking out the fans with a fake retirement, I'm sorry. I feel like that's really niche at this point, especially like over a month after Mania. Rhea and Jade, you've kind of kept that feud going. I don't hate this, but I'm not a big fan of it because
No,
at this point I feel like neither one of them really needs the title.
they don't.
And then Becky and Soul, like I already said, is the one I'm really complaining about the most. That one I'm not a fan of at all.
Consider we just saw it last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And the
it's
fact that
just-
she doesn't walk out with the title,
Now what?
I'm going to be disappointed because first of all, you've already built it up. Second of all, she's already lost every match except this last one, which she really didn't win. She won by DQ. And you've not done anything to convince me that she deserves to be on the main roster. I know she does. I see her other work. I've seen it in NXT. I saw it the last Saturday Night Main Event when she fought and beat Bayley. I've seen it in the Rumble. I've seen it all over the place. I know how good she is. But if I'm somebody who does not watch NXT and only is like a passive, casual fan, I'm thinking, what the hell is she doing there?
Right.
And if you're trying to build new fans and build new talent to entice new fans to watch your product, you're doing a shitty fucking job.
You are.
So all of this, to me, it's like, I'm going to have to see what happens. And listen, I'll be honest, like, I don't care who wins some of these matches. I don't care if Gunther and Cody beat the shit out of each other and Gunther wins. I don't care.
Right.
I don't care if Jade captures the gold back. I don't care if Roman drops the title to Jacob. If Oba destroys Brock or Brock destroys Oba, I'm not going to care. I'm going to be happy because it's going to be a good match. This is that one match where I'm just going to look at it, and if Becky walks out with that title, I'm going to be like, what are you doing?
No, that'll be one I'm like, kind of wasting the time here.
Yeah.
Like, this is a waste of time.
It wasn't even a piss break last time.
No.
I didn't have time to piss because it was over.
No.
But this, no. You need to do something with her. You need to do it now. That's my biggest gripe with this whole situation. And outside the fact that, again, you're doing it for the second week in a row, but, you know, hey, maybe they'll be nicer to the fans in Italy. Who knows?
Right.
Yeah, it's a long weekend of wrestling yet again.
Every weekend's a long weekend of wrestling now.
Don't jinx it, please. I like wrestling, but I need a break sometimes, too.
Sometimes you do. Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't.
Something like that.
Something like that. So, folks, we have a long weekend of wrestling to get through. I think my biggest complaint right now, especially going into a weekend where it's like another WWE PLE, they are not bad right now. They are not good. They are what I would call mid/dull, which is considerably. I'd never want to be dull. I'd either want to be really good or really bad, because really bad, it's still entertaining to talk about. Really good, it's entertaining to talk about. When it's dull, it's hard to talk about because it's hard to get excited. And I really look at this card and I really look at this show and I look at the fact that 4 of these matches are matches that we have seen in the last 90 days.
Yep.
And that to me is extremely frustrating because I look at what AEW pulled off last Sunday night and I think to myself, wow, they really got their shit together. They really have kind of figured things out because the match qualities have been excellent, that the overall show has been excellent. Right. And there's really no time to kind of sit there and be like, I guess I can go up and get a pee or I can go up and get concessions right now, because you don't have to worry about 15-minute commercial breaks between each match, a 35-minute entrance, and then maybe a 15-minute match.
And listen, I'm not saying to go back to the pay-per-view days for WWE. Of course, I'm not saying that, but I think that they have over-commercialized at this point.
Without question.
And should you have ads? Maybe to a certain degree, and the ads should be more direct towards their product. But when you add all these other ads in, and when you have ads all over the ring, on the outside of the ring, on the freaking ring post, sometimes I could get through that. But when you're forcing it down my throat in that context, and also in the context that I just mentioned with ads in between matches, I get it. I'm fine with it. But when they did it at WrestleMania, and some of those, I think like the tag team thing, some of them didn't even get entrances, or maybe it was the ladder match. I don't remember. Not even giving them. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm just like, what are you doing? This is your marquee show, and you can't give your talent a frickin' entrance. You got to skip 2 of them to play an ad at fucking WrestleMania. What the fuck?
Well, we don't do anything about the ads. Let's say, well, hey, look.
Then make the
Then figure it
TV wait, and then give them the entrances after the commercial, asshole.
Then figure it out.
The other thing that I'll say just real quick, to your point of mid, it's borderline boring sometimes.
I know.
It's borderline fucking boring.
That's why
I'm
dull. And
yeah, no, and I don't blame you for that. I watched Saturday Night Main Event late. I watched SmackDown late. I watched Raw a little late because I was catching up on all this shit because I did not spend my time doing it during the weekend.
Right.
And some of the shit I had to fast forward through. On SmackDown, on Saturday Night Main Event 2, and then on Raw. I was like, I don't care. And even outside of calling it mid, I think the biggest thing to call it is WrestleMania hangover.
It's fair.
And it's happened in the past where you see it, where there's such a huge build up to WrestleMania, and then after Mania, it's like it's a snooze fest until
SummerSlam.
I'm not gonna say SummerSlam, but maybe till after Backlash. You know, and I just feel that this year, especially, it's the case. It feels like a hangover. It feels like it's okay. What are we doing until we get to the next party? When am I going to drink again? Like, it's just, that's what it feels like. And, you know, alcoholic connotation notwithstanding, it is kind of what it feels like. It feels like we're in this lull before we do anything.
Can I get that hair of the dog? No, you can't.
No. And you know the story of exactly why I'm saying it that way, too, which is funny.
God.
I just, listen, I'm not going to say it's missing CM Punk because they've had decent storylines without him. I'm not going to sit there and say it's without Brock Lesnar because they've had decent storylines without him. They've had storylines, but none of them are amounting to anything substantial, is my argument.
It's just dull. It's boring. It's like, what are we doing here, guys? Seth Rollins is having to fight another stable. It's like he did this 2 to 3 years ago, guys. I'm fighting the bloodline. No, you're fighting the Vision now. I'm fighting the Vision blood. No, you're not. You're not.
I had something in mind when you were saying that, and I completely lost it, which is funny. But
good.
Yeah, he is definitely that old-timers patient that does not remember that the war is over.
The war is over.
The war is
over.
It isn't. No, it isn't. I'm fighting this Seth Rollins. You're Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins.
I'm fighting somebody else. Okay. Okay, buddy.
It's like, and it's like with the Street Profits. It's like, are you actually listening to this fucking guy? Are you actually going to go to war with this guy and think to yourself that you're not going to get fucked over because he screwed everybody else over? I mean, of course, everybody's just like, it's a storyline, bro. But I know.
But hold on. Who's the Vision right now? Fucking Austin Theory and Braun Breaker? Like, who cares? I don't care. They should have immediately, dude. As soon as Saturday night happens and that show is over, they should have called Bronson Reed. Hey, when can you come back?
Oh God.
That's what they should have done. The fact that he was not on Monday Night Raw pissed me off.
I hope they don't get the great idea of, oh, we're gonna add another member to the Vision. They put somebody in there.
It's going to be fucking Maxine Dupree probably anyways.
Of
So
course.
the fuck ever. I don't see her being a tag team champion anyways. So there you go.
Paul Heyman just looks at her and says, I don't know what to do with you.
I would love it, but yeah, I don't think he would have any idea what to do with her. Because who's facing off against the Vision that's a female anyways? Oh yeah, that's right. Nobody.
Like, and it's just, yeah. I mean, will I watch Clash in Italy? Probably. Will I enjoy it? I'll be entertained, but I don't know if I'll enjoy it.
If they put on decent matches and they show me something different and they book it right, I'll enjoy it.
Roman and Jacob is to me is intriguing.
Listen, on paper,
Yeah.
all these are good matches,
Of course they are. Yeah,
but it's just stuff that we've seen, and
of course.
the stuff that we've seen, notwithstanding, like Solrook and Becky, is going to be something completely different, which I'm all for, as it should be, because the last time you did this, it was dog shit.
Show me the
This-
Carfax.
Yeah, show me the Carfax. Exactly. This should be better. But again, it's like, why did you need to do Saturday Night Main Event then, if that's the case? That's the biggest gripe that I have with that situation. And the fact that, again, regardless of the outcome of the previous match, you've already done it.
It's real frustrating when you feel like you book a better WWE universe than what they're actually doing right now. You feel like you do a better job on 2K than what they're actually doing.
I book my fucking dreams better than I book this shit.
I
That's
know.
all I can say, man, because
I know.
this is not, on paper, as I said, it'll be a good matches, it'll be a good card. But again, it's stuff we've already seen, number one. Number two, I just don't care. Because I've
Realized-
seen it all.
Just realized I'm wearing my Kenny Omega shirt.
I
cleaner
almost
shirt.
said something about that earlier.
So I'm
but
just
yeah.
sitting here and I'm just like, well, it's like I'm Gabbo from that Simpsons episode. No, take care of those SOBs, all those indie marks. I'll take care of them. Oh, because again, I'm some WWE mark that has no concept of guys outside of WWE. Woo! I have no idea who Kenny Omega is. I don't know who this guy is. Yeah, okay. All right.
Go
Yeah.
watch a match then, that's all I'm going to tell you.
Go watch it.
I just, listen, at the end of the day, it'll probably be a fine show. It's hard to be excited for it. I think that I'm more excited, honestly, to watch one match of this weekend, and it's in the AAA show.
That's true.
I'm more excited for that match than any of the other matches I've mentioned tonight.
And then somebody comes in. What about Collision?
What about it?
Exactly.
To watch MJF come out with the belt? Okay, what about it? I just, better than you. Like, I'm happy he's champion again, and it's nothing against AEW, but it's like, we're talking about WWE right now and AAA right now. It's like, I'm not watching Collision. I'm sorry. It's a 2-hour show on a Saturday that I'm not going to commit to right now.
Right.
Especially when you got all these other matches going on that are PLEs, which make them a little bit more important.
The importance is there. Where I don't feel
And hey,
like
we
Collision-
gave AEW its time and its flowers.
We
tonight.
did. We gave them their flowers. I told you that Double or Nothing is probably one of the best pay-per-views of the year. I'm not going to deny that. But yeah, my focus is not on Collision. And then someone will be like, well, Collision was actually last night. It was a 3-hour Dynamite. Whatever. So I feel like it's a good time to wrap it up.
I agree.
So everyone enjoy AAA on Saturday and enjoy Clash in Italy on Sunday. Of course, I guess you could say we've been talking negatively about WWE and going into this pay-per-view, but it's like, I mean, look, again, it makes our job easier if they're really good or if they're really bad. And if they're mid or boring, makes our job a little harder. So, but we're going to give it our best try this weekend. Yeah, other than festivities, I guess, going around, I have no idea why. We can go from there. And then Sunday, of course, will be Clash in Italy. So that'll be a fun show to go from there. And then I just hope it's good. So that way we can have some good talking points for next week. Because I remember coming into this tonight because I'm like, I had to preview this show. Because again, I was excited to come on here and have to talk about AEW because of the work that they've been able to do. But to talk about WWE lately has just been like, I'm trying to find the positives. But I will try on Sunday. So, and I think we all should. So, everyone, enjoy Clash in Italy and AAA this weekend. And we will be back here next week to talk about both and whatever seems to happen in this crazy world of wrestling. Until then, folks, see you next week.